When Lewis Cope topped the leaderboard and got labeled as the best male dancer in Strictly history, nobody expected what happened next would break the internet. The Emmerdale heartthrob just faced one of the most shocking eliminations ever witnessed on the BBC dance floor, and the fallout has been absolutely wild. Fans are calling it highway robbery. Judges were left speechless. And wait until you hear what his dance partner Katya Jones revealed about their final moments together. But the real twist? The couple he faced in that devastating dance-off had just scored a perfect 40. This story has layers you won't believe. Lewis Cope and Katya Jones walked into Musicals Week with everything to lose. The former Emmerdale actor had been riding high as the bookies' favorite to lift that glitterball trophy. His performances throughout the series hadn't just impressed viewers, they'd made history. Katya herself declared him potentially the best male celebrity the show had ever seen. That's not just praise, that's basically crowning someone before the finale. Their West Side Story salsa earned them 35 points, tying them for second place with two other couples. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Nothing suggested the carnage that was about to unfold. But here's where things get absolutely insane. Amber Davies and Nikita Kuzmin had just delivered what the judges called perfection. Their Charleston to sit down you rockin' the boat from Guys and Dolls earned them a flawless 40 out of 40. Every judge threw up their 9 or 10 paddle. The studio audience went ballistic. Social media exploded with praise. This was the performance of the night, possibly the performance of the entire season. So when the results show rolled around and both couples found themselves in the dreaded dance-off, jaws hit the floor. Head judge Shirley Ballas admitted she was speechless. Anton Dubeck looked genuinely shocked. Craig Revel-Horwood couldn't hide his disbelief. How does a couple with the perfect score end up fighting for survival against a frontrunner who'd been dominating for weeks? The dance-off itself was brutal to watch. Both couples had to perform their routines again, knowing one of them was about to see their Strictly journey end in the most heartbreaking way possible. Amber and Nikita brought that Charleston back with the same fire and precision that earned them those perfect scores. Lewis and Katya gave their salsa everything they had left. Every step mattered. Every movement could be the difference between staying and going home. When it came time for the judges to decide, the verdict was unanimous. All 4 judges chose to save Amber and Nikita. Matsi Mabuse confirmed she would have made the same decision if her casting vote had been needed. Lewis Cope's Strictly dream was over. The reaction was immediate and absolutely savage. Fans didn't just express disappointment, they declared war on social media. One viewer wrote that this was the most ridiculous dance-off in Strictly history, claiming the person who went home was the best dancer to have never won. Another said Lewis and Katya were the most robbed couple in the show's entire 21-year run. Someone else called the British public's voting pattern horrific and said they'd lost all interest in the remaining competition. The word robbery appeared in thousands of tweets and posts. People weren't just upset. They were furious. Some vowed never to watch again. Others said their entire day was ruined when the spoiler leaked hours before the results show aired. Because yes, this result leaked online before the official broadcast. Strictly's pre-recorded results format has always made it vulnerable to spoilers, but this time, the revelation sent shockwaves through the fanbase like never before. Fans who saw the leak couldn't believe what they were reading. Many thought it had to be fake news. But when Sunday's show confirmed the elimination, the outrage reached fever pitch. Message boards, Twitter threads, Instagram comments all exploded with the same sentiment. How could this happen? How could someone who'd been praised as potentially the greatest male dancer in the show's history not even make it to the semifinals? Lewis himself handled the exit with pure class. Speaking to presenter Tess Daly, he said the experience had been more than he could have ever wished for. He admitted that if someone had told him at the start that he'd last 11 weeks, he would have been over the moon. He thanked the show for creating a space where people can be themselves,
grow, learn, and express themselves freely. His words to Katya were especially touching. He credited her with giving him everything he could wish for as a friend and teacher, saying he couldn't imagine the journey with anybody else. No bitterness, no complaints, just genuine gratitude and grace under pressure. Katya's response broke hearts all over again. She told Lewis that he'd created moments for Strictly that would go down in the history books. She called him one of, if not the, best male celebrity the show had ever featured. But her praise went beyond his dancing ability. She highlighted what mattered most, his character. Katya emphasized that kind and genuine people still exist, calling Lewis a gentleman who remained humble and kind throughout the entire competition. She said she was glad they had the chance to showcase not just his talent, but what a beautiful person he was to the world. That farewell speech hit different, because you could tell every word was sincere. But wait, there's another layer to this story that makes the elimination even more controversial. Both Lewis and Amber had faced scrutiny throughout the competition because of their previous dance experience. Lewis had performed in Billy Elliot as a child star on the West End. Amber Davies was currently starring in the Legally Blonde musical and had years of stage performance under her belt. Critics argued from day one that this gave them an unfair advantage over contestants with zero dance background. Former Strictly Pro Vincent Simone actually defended both of them earlier in the season, saying their stage training was completely different from ballroom dancing. He argued they added value to the show and made it more entertaining. But that controversy never fully went away.
Some fans believe that background played a role in the voting patterns that led to this shocking dance-off. Multiple viewers reported seeing people brag online about creating dozens or even hundreds of alternate accounts to vote for or against certain contestants. One person claimed they were preparing their 1,839,304 alternate accounts to vote for Amber and Lewis. Whether that's real or exaggerated bragging doesn't matter. The perception that voting might be manipulated added fuel to an already raging fire. Fans questioned whether the result reflected genuine public opinion or whether tactical voting and multiple accounts had skewed everything. The timing couldn't have been worse for Lewis. His elimination came right before the semifinals, meaning he was just 1 week away from potentially dancing in the final. Bookmakers had him as the favorite to win the whole thing. His performances had consistently impressed. His partnership with Katya had produced some of the season's most memorable moments. Their couple's choice routine on Halloween week was being called pure perfection. Multiple outlets reported that fans considered it one of the standout performances of the entire series. Everything pointed toward Lewis being there at the end, competing for that coveted glitter ball trophy. Instead, he became one of the biggest shock exits in Strictly history. Amber Davies herself felt the weight of the situation. Hours after the results show aired, she posted a heartfelt message on Instagram addressed directly to Lewis and Katya. She called Lewis her best friend in the competition and admitted that going up against one of the greatest dancers Strictly had ever seen was terrifying. But facing her best friend in that dance-off broke her heart. Amber wrote that Lewis and Katya had already won the competition in her eyes when they performed their Halloween couple's choice. She called it pure perfection, just like their partnership. She thanked them both for being her and Nikita's champions from day one, saying that meant more than anything else. Amber signed off by calling them the greatest of all time and saying she loved them both immensely. That message showed real class because Amber knew she was moving forward while someone she genuinely cared about was going home. The judges' shock wasn't just for show either. Shirley Ballas's comment about being speechless revealed how unexpected this bottom two truly was. She specifically mentioned that both couples' sportsmanship was fantastic and emphasized that nothing is over until it's over. Her words suggested even she thought the public vote would produce a different outcome. Anton Dubek's visible surprise mirrored what millions of viewers felt at home. When judges who've seen everything over decades of Strictly experience react with genuine shock, you know something unprecedented just happened. Lewis also revealed how the show had impacted his personal life in ways he never anticipated. He mentioned that Strictly had brought 4 generations of his family together every Saturday night.
His Nana Dot sat there smiling throughout each performance. He talked about young boys who thought dancing wasn't accessible for them, seeing his journey and feeling inspired. That representation mattered. Lewis carrying that torch meant something beyond entertainment. It meant showing a whole demographic that dancing isn't just acceptable, it's something to be celebrated. His elimination meant losing a powerful role model who was actively changing perceptions. The remaining 4 couples moving forward to the semifinals are EastEnders actress Balvinder Sapal, internet star George Clark, former lioness Karen Carney, and of course, Amber Davies. Balvinder's journey has been remarkable for different reasons. She's now survived 5 dance-offs, setting a record for the most in Strictly history. Her resilience has been extraordinary, and fans have rallied behind her underdog story. George Clark has consistently delivered solid performances. Karen Carney entered as a fan favorite with backing from viewers and bookmakers alike. And Amber Davies, despite the controversy, has undeniably produced spectacular moments throughout the competition.
The semifinal performances are scheduled for next weekend, with each couple performing 2 new routines. Kylie Minogue will perform with the Strictly Professionals, and Boy Band 5 will deliver a medley of their biggest hits. The show must go on, but for many fans, Lewis's absence will be felt deeply. His presence brought something special to this season. His talent, combined with his genuine personality, created a perfect storm of entertainment and authenticity. Losing that before the final feels like losing a crucial piece of what made this year's competition so compelling. Social media continues to buzz with theories about what went wrong. Some blame vote splitting among fans of dancers with previous experience. Others point to tactical voting by supporters of other contestants. A few suggest that Lewis's consistent excellence might have made viewers complacent, assuming he was safe and using their votes elsewhere. Whatever the reason, the result stands as one of the most controversial eliminations in Strictly Come Dancing's long history. The show has seen shocking exits before, but few have generated this level of sustained outrage and disbelief. Lewis and Katya will appear on Strictly's companion show It Takes Two, where they'll undoubtedly reflect on their journey and that heartbreaking exit. Fans are already anticipating emotional interviews and behind-the-scenes stories from their time together. The bond they formed clearly went beyond just professional partnership. Their mutual respect and genuine affection for each other shone through in every performance, and especially in those final farewell moments. That authenticity is part of what made their elimination so painful to watch.
The controversy surrounding this result raises bigger questions about how Strictly Come Dancing functions as a competition. This show has always balanced judge scores with public voting, creating a system where technical excellence and popularity both matter. But when a contestant who excels at both ends up eliminated before the final, it forces everyone to reconsider what's actually being measured. Is it pure dancing ability, entertainment value, likability, journey and growth? The answer seems to shift from week to week, making predictions nearly impossible and shocking results almost inevitable. What cannot be disputed is Lewis Cope's impact on this season. Whether you agreed with his elimination or found it absolutely outrageous, everyone acknowledges the mark he left on Strictly Come Dancing. His performances will be remembered. His partnership with Katya will be celebrated. His grace in defeat will be admired. And the controversy surrounding his exit will be debated by fans for years to come. Sometimes the most memorable Strictly moments aren't about who wins the Glitterball trophy. Sometimes they're about the journeys that end too soon and the what-ifs that haunt us long after the final curtain falls. Lewis Cope's Strictly story became one of those moments. A reminder that in competition television, nothing is guaranteed and heartbreak can strike when you least expect it.